Hi guys, I hope everyone's doing well. So for today's video, I want to talk about Shane Dawson again because some new accusations and information have come to light and I just can't ignore it. So recently, Shane has come under fire for the use of blackface in sketches, the use of racial slurs in his jokes, and all around insensitivity that people just called edgy humor. There was also his Twitter notes apology, the things he said about James Charles, the things he said about the beauty community in general. Now, different things are coming to the forefront and it's honestly shocking. There is a video going around of him in the video with a poster of Willow Smith when she was 11 years old. I don't want to describe what the video is. I'm sure a lot of you already know. It is disgusting, like makes my skin crawl, honestly. There's also a video going around of Shane making jokes about Trayvon Martin and his death, which is just vile, just vile. With all of this happening right now, Shane is in a ton of trouble. And I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing that he's in a lot of trouble. So he came out with a 20-minute video addressing almost everything that's going on. He apologized for his use of blackface. He apologized for his use of racial slurs. He apologized for inappropriate comments made on some murder podcast. And he addressed how bad the Twitter notes apology looked with the timing of the conspiracy restock. For the Twitter notes apology, he said, "I wrote it to be funny, but it didn't come off that way." And he mentioned in the video that he knows it didn't come off that way. He knows that it looked super angry and that he seemed really bitter. He also in that video apologized to James Charles, saying that it was wrong of him to write that James needed a slice of humble pie the size of the Empire State Building. He says he isn't that person anymore, he doesn't like that person, and that he's willing to lose everything to take accountability for his actions. He even addressed the audience and said, "If you can accept my apology, thank you, but if you can't, I 100% understand." He said times were different, he did it for shock value, and I watched the entirety of his video and I just am not entirely happy with the apology. So I have a couple initial points I wanted to make. He says that he was inspired to make his apology video by Jenna Marbles. For anyone who doesn't know, Jenna Marbles recently put out a video apologizing for any racism that was in her past, any racist joke. She acknowledged that she hurt people, and she removed herself from the platform because she believed it was the right thing to do. When Shane says that he was inspired by her, it just leads me to think that the apology didn't necessarily come from the goodness of his heart, but instead made the video because he was called out on social media. My question is, when would Shane have apologized for all this if Jenna hadn't come out with her video? It's pretty well known that they're friends. It bothers me that throughout the video he kept saying, "I'm not this person anymore. I don't know this person. I hate that person. I don't know who I was feeling really awful about myself." It's like Shane is saying he doesn't know that person, but he does. It was him. That's just confusing for me, and I think he's deflecting. So this kind of brings up the question, what is Shane's future? What is the internet gonna do with Shane? You know, all over Twitter you see hashtag Shane Dawson is over party, cancel Shane Dawson. But I honestly don't know if canceling Shane Dawson is enough. There have been questions online lately about cancel culture, whether it's a good thing or not. I personally don't really believe in completely canceling someone for the first mistake they make. I like to allow people the space and the time to grow and change. Canceling can be explained as withdrawing support from someone who has done something wrong, who has offended other people, who has committed questionable actions. I'm hesitant to say this, but I think that Shane deserves a little something further than canceling. I think that canceling is probably the second worst thing that could happen to a YouTuber. I think the worst thing that could happen to Shane is complete deplatforming. Deplatforming would take Shane's channel away from him. Deplatforming can be described as boycotting a person by removing the platform upon which they speak to others. Essentially, it's removing the way that they share harmful ideas with others. The question of whether or not deplatforming is ethical, I guess it depends on who you ask. There's always the issue of freedom of speech. There's the possibility that deplatforming Shane will actually draw people towards him. But I think the answer to whether or not Shane deserves to lose his platform lies in two different questions. Number one, has the offender taken accountability for their actions? And number two, if they have taken accountability, is it possible for them to change? So stacking up the video against all the things that he's accused of, Is Shane really holding himself accountable here? In my opinion, not entirely. He beats up on himself in the apology video saying, oh, I feel awful, I feel bad. But feeling bad about doing something wrong, that doesn't necessarily equate to accountability. That just equates to guilt. The way Shane spoke in the video, it honestly seemed like he was just trying to relieve his own cognitive dissonance. He apologized to assuage the discomfort that he was feeling, not because he was truly sorry. He keeps saying, that wasn't me, I don't know that person, it wasn't me. But if he was really taking accountability, he would do what Jenna Marbles did and say, that was me, I did that, I hurt people. And if he was really so disgusted with his past self, why did he only start taking videos down recently? He says the jokes he made, the videos he made were for shock value and that it was a different time. Sure, I believe that the 2000s was full of edgy humor, but never should it have gone to the place of racism and pedophilia. I mean, this has reached mainstream media. Jada Pinkett Smith and Jaden Smith called Shane Dawson out over what they saw. I'm sure Willow saw that video. Her family, her mother, her brother, her father, they saw that video. I just don't know if there's any amount of apologizing Shane can do for that. In the video, again, Shane mentions that he had a painful childhood. I have empathy for him there, I really do. But I don't really see how having a painful childhood can make someone racist or a pedophile. His video is just excuses that are under the guise of accountability. And I mean, I don't know who orchestrated this, but in the comments under his video, people kept commenting over and over and over again, depression and anxiety aren't reasons to sexualize children, Shane. And I agree with that. I really don't know what depression and anxiety have to do with sexualizing children. There is no excuse. Shane says that he thinks he should lose everything over this. And I agree. I don't pity Shane. I think he's right. He says, if you don't accept my apology, I understand. But to me, it isn't 100% clear who Shane is apologizing to. I mean, it can be inferred, but I don't think he ever really clearly specifies in his video. Maybe the Black community, maybe survivors of child sexual abuse. I can infer that those are the people Shane's apologies are directed towards. But those aren't the people accepting his apology. I don't think it's my place to accept his apology personally. I also think a lot of the people forgiving him aren't the target audience for the apology. I don't think it's their place to forgive him either. For a lot of people commenting, I would not say that it's their place to forgive him either. Even if Shane's diehard supporters have forgiven him and think he's changed, they can't invalidate other people's opinions on and feelings toward what Shane did. Everyone's saying, oh, just get over it, he already apologized. You're invalidating people who were hurt by Shane's actions, and you are encouraging and enabling the kind of behavior Shane has displayed. I don't know why you would ever want to encourage that kind of behavior. It's disgusting. As for the second question, is it possible for Shane to change? What can he do for others to show that he's changed? What can he do to show that he deserves a platform on YouTube? I think that Shane would have to go to great lengths to show that he's changed. At the very least, he can stop promoting his toxic friends like Jeffree and Trisha. Shane should also show people how he's going to educate himself and how he plans to change and grow, like a detailed plan that will show people he's willing to do the work. Honestly, I think Shane leaving the platform and giving this up would really show people that he's done making money off the pain of others. Like his friend Jenna Marbles, who actually took accountability for her actions. And then at the very least, Shane can publicly denounce any support that he's receiving for his behavior. I think he's self-aware enough to know that he doesn't deserve for people to defend his actions and that it's harmful for them to defend his actions. The comments under Jaden Smith's tweet calling out Shane, they're disgusting. They're just gross. You cannot in any world justify the sexualization of an 11-year-old girl. You would have to be sick in the head to think that's okay. Those people, it is clearly not their place to accept his apology. Just like it's not my place, just like it's not many other people's place. The phrase, I'm sorry, is supposed to mean that you acknowledge that what you've done has hurt someone. But it does not mean that the person wronged has to forget what happened. The saying forgive and forget bothers me because it's so easy to forgive. But quite frankly, I don't think that this is something Shane's viewers should forget. If the people he is apologizing to choose to forgive him, that's within their right. That's their prerogative. But they have no obligation to forget what he did. In the end, I feel like Shane talked for 20 minutes straight, but didn't really say anything at all. As for my personal opinion on the matter, yes, I do think Shane deserves to be deplatformed. He has shared these harmful ideas to millions, billions of impressionable viewers. I don't think he should get access to that kind of power and that kind of influence. So yeah, I think Shane can grow and change, and I hope to see that from him. But for now, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve a platform to speak upon. He has his right to free speech. He can say whatever the heck he wants in his own home, and I'm sure that he does. But to share that with young fans who would literally do anything for him, dox his opposers, bully them on the internet, this is not a good model of behavior for them. So yeah, I just don't think it would be right to let him continue to speak to 23 million people about his warped views. It's disappointing to me that Shane just played the victim the whole time. Okay, so there's one last point that I would like to address before I end this video. What about Jeffree Star? Where is he? Aren't they family? Don't they love each other? What happened to that? I think it says a lot that Jeffree isn't saying a lot at this time. To be honest, I don't think there's anything Jeffree can say that would make things better for Shane. And I think Jeffree's kind of hoping that people just forgot about him. Well, I didn't forget about him. Everyone who surrounds Jeffree Star goes down. Laura Lee, Manny, Gabriel, Tati, and now Shane. I think people are forgetting that all this drama, all these things are coming out, have happened because people were trying to expose Jeffree. We can't forget that. You know, Jeffree is staying silent and addressing nothing. And I kind of think that's a smart move on his part, because I know as soon as he opens his mouth, he's going to receive backlash. We should not forget Jeffree's role in both current events and in the past. Just because it happened 10 years ago, it was a different time, that doesn't change the fact that it was destructive and it hurt people. That goes for both Shane and Jeffree. Clearly, things are never going to be the same for Shane or his career. I don't think it's right to let Jeffree slide and let him go unaffected either. If people are speaking up about Shane, it's only right to speak up about Jeffree too. So yeah, that's everything I have to say. Those are my opinions. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below if you want to share your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey guys, this is Editing Sonia. My head looks like an egg. I just want to make a quick addition to my points in light of the video that YouTuber Blair White put out about Jeffree Star yesterday. Blair alleges that Jeffree Star has quote-unquote credible proof that James Charles sexually assaulted another YouTuber, and that Jeffree Star, unprompted, shared this information with her over DMs. So the victim allegedly sent a voice note to Jeffree detailing the incident, and Blair seems to think that the evidence provided is credible. I can't comment on whether or not it's credible. I don't know the details of the situation, and I don't want to jump to any conclusions before more information is brought out. If this information is really true and Jeffree has had evidence all along, I just don't even know what to say. He was going around on Twitter saying like, oh, I have evidence. I swear I have evidence. He went on the Mom's Basement podcast and talked about the evidence he had. He shared the evidence he had with the people on the Mom's Basement podcast. He shared the evidence with Blair. He refuses to share it with the general public because he wants to protect the victim. But has he really been protecting the victim at all if he's going around spreading this information unprompted? I have really no words. If Jeffree has been holding on to and teasing this information to the public, like, I don't even know what to say. This is not something to toy with. I am shocked at what Blair shared in her video. I think personally that James probably knows what's in the voice note. He was going around liking Jaden and Jada Smith's tweets. He liked Blair White's tweet, I believe. I can't really further comment because that's all the information that we really have on the situation. I think we need more information to come out before conclusions can be drawn. Okay, I'm really gonna go now. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.